What is going on, guys? I'm Vital Notion, and welcome to my ultimate guide to getting Diamond or Dark Aether camos in Black Ops Cold War. This challenge can be daunting at first look, but in this guide, I hope to ease some of that burdensome task. In anything, it's best to take the correct approach to optimize achieving a goal, and really no matter what that goal might be. And that's exactly what we plan to do today, is to optimize your path to getting these camos. If you are new to the videos and want to learn more about Cold War zombies or multiplayer, take a moment to subscribe and hit that notification bell to receive updates on when I post or go live. I also live stream on Twitch from time to time, so any follows there would be much appreciated. My Twitch channel will be linked down in the description, so take a moment to go check that out if you are interested. So now, without further ado, let's hop into these 5 tips for getting Diamond or Dark Aether camos in Black Ops Cold War zombies. So everything starts with the setup. We begin round 1 with your weapon of choice, which should also be the one that you're wanting the camos for. We want to stay in the yard / the starting room for at least 8 and up to 10 rounds. In all my testing, this is what we need to get the amount of points in order to open all the doors and pack a punch as early as possible. Right away, you can begin racking up headshots until round 8 or again up to round 10. And by this time, you should have close to 100 headshots and enough points to pack a punch a single time, as well as upgrade your weapon rarity to green. This is super important in the amount of damage you deal to each zombie, so make sure that you guys are taking the time to upgrade your weapon rarity, as it does deal significantly more damage as you get it up to gold. Once set up, you'll pick one of 3 areas to train in, and in all my tests, these are the 3 most successful places that I've had. Place number 1 is in the spawn at the yard. Place 2 is the crash site right outside of the tunnel, which is my personal favorite, or you can train at the pond. And the pond is the most difficult one, so I would choose one of the first 2, either the yard or the crash site. Continue getting points and salvage and pack-a-punching until you have pack 3 and your weapon rarity up to gold. This will obviously deal the most amount of damage and ultimately help in getting all of those headshots that you need. Do not use the perk Elemental Pop or upgrade your weapon to have one of the elemental abilities. In my testing, I've found that you get significantly less headshots when you have one of these items equipped. So now that we have the setup done, let's move on to tip number 1. Tip number 1 is an easy one. Pick a weapon class and go with it. There are currently 29 weapons to complete challenges for at the time of making this video. There could be more. And it sounds like a lot when you hop in for the very first time. Trust me, I've spent many hours grinding these camos out and still do not have Dark Aether at the time of making this video, although I am getting a lot closer. If you prefer to use subs, then start with that. If you like ARs, then start with your favorite. Just pick a starting point and run with it. The fastest way from point A to B is in a straight line, so choose the class that you want and get gold for each of the weapons in it. If you want a recommendation for some of the easier ones to complete, I would recommend either the shotguns, which are super good for zombies, the knife / the thumper, and I'll be honest, the thumper was a little bit of a pain, so maybe not that one, but you could also choose the launchers, and the launchers are actually really good in zombies. And I would pick one of these mainly due to the low amount of weapons in the class. But the weapons that I picked early on, such as these 3 classes, helped me feel like I was getting some real progress on the camos. And I think that's what we're looking for, is progress. Once we see significant progress in something, we have the desire to finish that task. So let's move on to tip number 2, and this is a simple and super obvious one, but important nonetheless. Guys, aim high. Remember, the end goal here is to rack up the most amount of headshots in a single game. We were worried about nothing other than getting those headshots completed. Too often, I see that people are not aiming at the heads of zombies, and this makes your ratio of kills to crit kills much lower. Not to mention, this has always been the best way to play zombies. The less bullets we need to kill the zombies, it saves ammo, points, and progresses you in the game faster. I always try to keep within a couple hundred kills difference between crit kills and overall kills, and this ensures that in each game that I play, I'm going to see significant progress toward my goals. In some games, I can complete almost a full challenge, like a full weapon challenge, in one game if I play to a high enough level. But typically, exfilling in round 30 has been the golden rule for me, so I try to keep it there, but the main point here, aim higher and you will begin getting more and more of those critical kills. Tip number 3 is going to continue on the theme of aiming higher, and this is getting Deadshot Daiquiri. In previous Black Ops games, Deadshot was a perk for controller players to be able to quote-unquote L2 spam and lock directly on the heads of zombies. And in this game, we keep that ability, but we add 3 new abilities if fully upgraded. Upgrade number 1 deals 100% extra critical damage if an enemy is at full health. For obvious reasons, this should be enough alone to convince you that this is an important part of the grind. Any extra weapon damage we can get from a single perk is, well, a perk. Upgrade 2 increases damage against armor pieces by 50%, which will significantly help in later rounds. And finally, Upgrade 3 reduces the hipfire spread. Now, if you're on keyboard and mouse, this hipfire spread upgrade is a super important one. One of the things that I like to do in the Trains of Zombies is I like to run around, gather up a large horde, and then hipfire into the crowd. And if you hipfire high enough, you will get those crit kills. And so if you're on keyboard and mouse, even though you don't get the ability to lock onto the heads, this hipfire spread is a big perk for you. Even on controller, if your aim is pretty good, you can take this and use it as well, just like I do in the video. But adding all 3 of these together is a perfect recipe for getting more crit kills in your game. So get this perk early and often, and you will see significant improvement in your headshot counts. Tip number 4 is to take full advantage of InstaKill Drops. Anytime I see InstaKill Drops, I'm so excited because it's an easy, free headshot round. You get a bunch, and it's really a no-brainer, but too often I see people using InstaKill just to kill the zombies instead of taking that extra little bit of time to add up those headshots. These rounds can rack up headshots in a very short amount of time, and you'll see here in this video that I do that. So also a quick pro tip for you guys, the headshots on dogs work as well. So insta-kill or not, although if you have pack 3, the dogs do seem like insta-kill, the dogs do count for headshots as well. So if you want a few extra headshots in those dog rounds, or if you have insta-kill during dogs, aim for the heads because that will count for your headshots as well. So these insta-kill rounds will last for a little while, so round up large hordes of zombies, fire into the middle of the crowd, and watch your critical kills go up fast. My final tip, guys, is to take all this one step at a time. When there's a task like this where it's going to take many hours and even days to complete, it's easy to get bogged down with what all there is left to do. Zombies is meant to be a fun game mode, meant to keep you on your toes for endless rounds of the undead. Adding challenges this year was a great way for Treyarch to keep the zombies community busy for many hours and keep us coming back for more and more rounds. Take a look at what you have left to complete and realistically set yourself some goals for completion. Such as, like, today, I will complete 2,500 headshots for the Krig, or I need my elite eliminations for the AK. Pick something and go out there and finish that challenge, and over the course of time, you will see progress and eventually those beautiful camos that you can use in all your games moving forward. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you drop a like and also comment letting me know if this helped you out in any way. Also, let us know where you are in your hunt for these 2 awesome camos. Thanks so much for watching, and guys, until next time, take care and get those crit kills.